All right, I'm going to try to make this fast. This is a nonsense post from some, I don't know who this is, but okay, it's so easy to be a liberal. Everything sounds nice in theory. Open borders, people just want a better life. Tax the rich so things are less expensive. Free health care for all. Now, what they have done is like this is package deal propaganda. They're taking two contradictory ideas and smashing them together and then calling it something. They're calling it liberalism. Now, open borders is the liberal position. It is the laissez-faire position, right? Liberalism is not state interventionism, right? So the first part is actually historical liberalism. We're against tariffs, we're against trade controls, we're against subsidies, we're against taxes, right? But the next two are socialist ideas. Tax the rich so things are less expensive, free health care for all. Okay, so this person has fallen for the package deal propaganda in thinking that these two contradictory ideas, open borders, the idea that the state should not regulate migration, can somehow match the state intervention of the next two, right? Taxing the rich and then making everybody pay the government for health care. Those are two opposite ideas. The first one is laissez-faire. The second two are state intervention. Okay? And then this person quotes Sowell. Of course, Sowell knows, he knows that he's the liberal, right? Were he to say this, he says this in the sense that modern liberals, which I hate when they do this, but he knows that the historical liberals are the free market capitalists, and that falls in line with we're against tariffs. We want free trade. We don't want massive taxes. We don't want state intervention. Of course, I say here, none of you have read Sowell. If you had, you would be against trade controls and tariffs. Sowell attributes the Great Depression essentially to the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act. So this is just nonsense propaganda. Like, I don't know who this person is. I'm sure they have, if I go to their page, they probably have tons of followers, 130,000 followers repeating this nonsense propaganda. It makes no sense. Marxist states do not have open borders. It's funny because they can recognize like, oh, Marxism is used to trick you into supporting state power. But that's exactly what these people are doing. But they have no idea what they believe, really, because they're against the second two, which would be an increase in state power, but they're against the first one, open borders, which would be a decrease in state power. But they'll say, well, the communists will open the borders and destroy the economy, and then what? Well, what's the point of that? Well, the point of the socialist program is to have totalitarianism. So, you have to be consistent. Open borders, free trade, laissez-faire migration regulation, little to none, is the historical liberal position. This is just nonsense package deal propaganda, like I said, where they're taking two contradictory ideas, smashing them together, calling it liberalism. It's nonsense. These people are socialists because they